Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is my birthday week. Happy Monday. It is Motivation Monday, October 27th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. Joining me today, we have an award winning actress and accomplished filmmaker. And I'm super excited to be getting into some girl talk with her. You guys know that it is my birthday week. My birthday is this Friday, my 32nd birthday, and we also will hit a huge milestone, and I'm not sure which day. But I will be hitting 900 interviews this week, and I'm not sure which day it will be, but you guys have to stay tuned. Also, my birthday celebration, my 32nd birthday bash, this Friday, live with my very special guest, Boys Love Flowers. Make sure you guys tune in for that. You don't want to miss it. We're both going to have our Halloween costume, and I'm not telling you who I am. So, without further ado, let's welcome our extremely talented, beautiful, very special guest, Rashesda Randle, to the Dollhouse.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. So, before we get into our interview, how has 2025 been for you thus far?
Woo, 2025, it's been good overall. Definitely some lessons learned. There's always going to be some challenges along the way, but overall, I'm blessed. I'm alive. I don't have to worry about anything. I know God got me, so it's been an amazing year.
Yes, 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 yes. That's good to hear. And I told people this in some of my previous conversations with them that 2025 is a new year for reawakening, reimagining, and
hmm
just begin. Every new year, we talk about New Year's resolutions, going into the new year, things that we want to accomplish, that we want to get complete, just into the new year. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But
Yes.
let's get into your story, girlfriend. You are from Indianapolis, Indiana, by way of Evansville, Indiana. So tell us, and I love to get into the gist of to your story, because for us as Black women, we've always looked up to someone. For you, Rashesda, who was the Black women that you saw on television that said, okay, because you're not only just an award winning actress, but you are an accomplished filmmaker, writer, director, and in this business for us as women, we have to have balance.
hmm
And
hmm
one thing I can say about you that I applaud you and give you your flowers on a lot, my sister, is that you have found the balance. And for us as Black women, that hasn't been easy with all of
Yeah.
the challenges that come to us, and especially under this current regime. But for
Yeah.
you, who were the five Black women that you saw on television as a little
Five.
girl? Yes. For me, I know one of them was Jasmine Guy.
Okay.
And the second definitely have to be Grace Jones.
Okay.
So for
So
you, who was some that you looked up to growing up?
I will say initially, the first person that I saw on TV just happened to be someone that I knew personally, and that is Michael Michelle Williams. Or Michael
Mm,
Michelle. She's from, New Jack City, was ER, New York Undercover. Um, she and one of my uncles have history from way back in Evansville. And so, I saw this beautiful woman who came from Evansville, Indiana, who I knew personally, who I looked up to like an aunt, that was doing her thing on TV. And that is what attracted me to acting. I mean, over the years, of course, yes, five women come, but she is who made me want to be an actor.
and I see another one in the audience right here next to my girl, Ro Underwood, and you guys have seen her on
Yay,
shows.
hey,
Uh, and we have done a couple girl talks. I'm gonna send them to you so you can check it out. We touched
okay.
on a number of things that Black women we go through, and she's been one of the vocalist on that panel with us. So
Wow.
y'all go and check that out and shout out to my girl Ro. We have a whole group chat, a sister group chat, and we keep in touch
Uh,
with each other. Ro traveling around the country and everything, and we'll get into that a little bit later, soft girl era.
You know
But
what's
I
funny
asked
though?
that question.
Before you move on, Ro and I were actually represented by the same agent, but we didn't know each other. We met personally at a show, or I think it was at a show that we were at, maybe like last year or something like that, year before last. I don't know, Ro, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that it's a small world.
And one thing I can say about her is she has an energy where it's very protective. Rose very protective. Each woman in our sister chat has their own personality. Like you
I love
have,
that.
shout outs to her. You have Angela and Angela. You have Clara. Clara is like the fireball of the bunch. Both of us are like the firecrackers because you don't know what you're gonna
I
get.
was
You
gonna
have
say I kind
Kendra.
of get that from you a little bit.
Yes, I'm definitely a troublemaker. But Ro is like, how can I say it? She's the one that keeps us all together. Just her
Yeah,
energy
I
alone is
love
very,
that.
you each sister group, you have the Iyala of the group who tries to keep the women together
Hmm.
and just, she is that. Ro is
Yeah,
that for sure.
I
And
love
I'm
that.
like, okay, she
I love
gives
that.
a big sister. And even on the panel, whether it's me, whether it's Simone, whether it's Clara, whether it's Angela, whether it's Kendra, any of the ladies, she's always been the one to keep the glue, to be the glue, to keep us, It was me to put the group together, but the ladies just each have a personality
Keep
of
it
their own.
together.
But I'm definitely the
That's
firecracker,
amazing.
so you guessed right. Uh, how important is sisterhood in this business for us? Because we see the media, they pit women against each other. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in, it can be hip hop, it can be any side. How important is it as black women we have sisterhood and camaraderie?
Well, I feel like you have to have your tribe. You have to find your tribe in this business specifically, because there is so much rejection. There's so much that women have to go through to get to where they are. People like to try us women. They think because we're women we'll just go for anything, and so it's really good to have, a tribe of women or people that you can lean on, because this is a business that is basically fueled by support. We as actors, we
Yeah.
need the support of our friends, of our family, of the public, our fans, or what have you, in order to succeed. Without that, it's like, okay, we just, continue to work and work and work and work. But that support is what fuels it. That's what brings that attention to you. So not only that, it's just the industry is very, very, very heavy, even down to the roles that we may portray sometimes. And so sometimes you just might need to decompress. You might need, you may be going through a dry season and you're just getting no after no after no after no. Well, who do you go to? Because you have, your core. For me personally, let me just do this. I have my core group of friends, my girlfriends, my sorority sisters. I have my actor sister friends, right? And each friend group serves a different purpose. I know that I can go to my actor sister friends and have those conversations, or vent, or talk about the things that are happening or that's going on in the industry, or how I'm feeling about the industry, that my sorority sisters or my close friends may not understand, because a lot of people don't understand us actors, right? So I have this group of ladies and some men that I go to for that mental support, for that physical support. Sometimes when I first moved to Atlanta, um I mean, I didn't come here and immediately just start, I came trying to make a name for myself, but I didn't initially come, and it wasn't just like an overnight success. I had to go through a lot. But my tribe was also going through some things as well, because we're all trying to navigate this business together. We're all up and coming together. And so we had to lean at each other. Some people may have had to sleep on my couch. I may have had to sleep on their couch. We needed that. We needed that support in order to lift each other up. And I think if I did not have that core group of friends when I first moved here, I would not be where I was today, or where I am today.
Absolutely. And that's important. That is very, very key and important.
Yeah.
In an industry where they try to pit us against each other. Like, she's doing
Mm-hmm.
this better than her, and she's doing this. Why not root for each woman that is coming up? And that is key and crucial and important
Yeah.
in an industry where they try to make it competitive. And I can give you an example, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it. And I've been wanting to go to this. I've been really wanting to go to this tour. Brandy and Monica. Now, when they both came out, when the single came out, it gives you that feeling like there is some tension there. And even Brandy and Monica have both stated that in the interview with the song
Yeah.
The Boy Is Mine. But we see both of these women, they've grown up, they're
Mm-hmm.
mothers. And they say motherhood changes you. I don't have kids, but I know when my mom had me, I was unexpected because she said, after I had your brother and your sister, because I was the third born, and she
Mm-hmm.
said,
Me
I didn't
too.
plan on getting pregnant no more. You were unexpected. She told
Yeah.
me the God honest truth. My mom was honest with me. She said, you were not planned. God told me you weren't, you don't want you to have no more kids right now. But I came and here I am. And motherhood changes you for the best. She said,
Yeah.
being your mother and the mother to your brothers and to your sister, that has changed me a whole lot. So it
It grows you
changes you.
up.
With Brandy and Monica, we see these women, they are now mature, they are now mothers, they are now grown-ups, they are living the adult experience, and people still want to compete and pit them against each other. And I'm looking at the comments like, why not just celebrate their artistry and their craft? Because they're
Yeah.
both amazing artists.
It
But we
doesn't have to be a
still see
choice.
it. Right.
And that's what they wanted us growing up. I mean, that was my era. They want you to make a choice between one or the other, like the two can't coexist. And I think it's very important that they are very protective of their relationship now, and that they are taking control of their relationship now. They sat down and had a conversation without all the outside noise, and they did it when the time was right for them. It happened the way that it was meant to happen. People are healed, like you said. People are grown, people have kids now, they've grown up, they've matured, and so they're in a space now where all of that's past them. It's like when Ro just came on, I just told you about how we were both represented by the same agent. I could have easily looked at Ro as competition. She's a phenomenal actor. I could have looked at her as competition. I would
Oh,
never
yeah.
do that, because for what? There's room for all of us. There's room for all of us. And I hate it. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little cold. I just hate it when people are put in those positions where it's like, why can't I just be me? I'm my own individual self. I'm an actor, she's an actor, she's a singer, she's a singer, or what have you. We can all just coexist. So I'm very much girl power and all the things. I am a girl's girl in total sense of the word.
And the same here. Why not celebrate
Yeah.
both of them? Pour into both of them. And even when the pandemic hit, the verses became a thing. We seen what, Jill and Erica. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
celebrate both women. There is no
Mm-hmm.
competition.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it is time for people to start pouring into Black women, each and every one of them. There's enough room in the top. There are 3 Black women in daytime as we speak. That's Jennifer, Sherry, Tamron. I'm not up there yet, y'all. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. But there are 3 Black women in daytime. Each woman has her own style of hosting
Mm-hmm.
their talk shows. That's Tamron Hall, Sherry Shepherd, and Jennifer Hudson. And what's so unique about them is that they pour into each other. They have been on each
Yeah.
other's show. There is no competition, whereas you make it a competition, but there is none. Celebrate. There's enough room for everybody at the top. And I tell a lot of people that. And I can even go to the male side. My brother, K-Tukes, who shows me nothing but love and support, has said people have pitted us against each other. And they're just like, they think it's a thing. And I'm like, no. He does his thing on the K2 spot, and Style by Stevie, I do my thing, and everybody has their own platform. And there's still enough room for everybody to eat and grow and shine at the top. So I had to get into that as we segue. Speaking of hosting, girl, you started off as an
Yeah.
intern for BET's Rap City. So tell us
Yes.
about that.
So once upon a time, I wanted to be a music video director. I was strictly behind the camera. So I actually have an undergrad degree in radio, TV, film. I moved to New York 2 weeks after graduation to take an internship at BET, where I worked on Rap City, The Basement. I mean, doing it typical intern things, but I definitely learned a lot from there. And then from there, I started working with a hip hop DVD magazine, and started. I created Ivy League Productions at the time, which started off just doing music videos, and then eventually transitioned into film. I was always really good at writing. Been writing since I was maybe 8, 7, 8. Back way back in the day, there was something called the Young Authors Program, where they would give you this blank canvas of a book, and as kids we would write and illustrate our own books. And so they would display them, part of the book fairs, all those things. So that's actually how I got introduced to writing. So I was always really good with creative writing and short stories and stuff like that. So eventually that translated into film after I moved back to Indianapolis. Did music videos for a minute and then started doing my own films.
And then you've done shows such as Shots Fired, Investigation Discovery, Swamp Murders. You've done one of my favorites, TV ones, Fatal Attractions. Girl, like, yes, I've done my research and homework. I've got my notes together. I said, oh,
Yes.
man, sure. Uh,
Yes.
how important, this which segue into the next, going back to Rap City the Basement as a writer and coming up, because at the time women were not writing. Everything is kind of male dominated. Everything is male
Mhm.
dominated. We're still having to prove ourselves and break through. How do you see the change from then to now as it pertains to Black women in media for writing, for producing, for stepping behind the lens? Because I see a big difference with Lena Waithe, The Shy, who's another? Gina Prince, Blythewood,
Gina Prince,
Ro, our
Blythewood,
girl. It's so many.
Shonda
So do you see the
Rhimes. Yeah,
difference
yeah.
from then to now? Yes.
Absolutely. Women are, women are creating their own lane. I don't want to say that they're dominating, but it's close enough. Women are basically taking back their power, and women are showing up in the writing rooms, they're showing up as showrunners, they are really doing their thing, and they're proving themselves to Hollywood. Not to say that it's not still a struggle, but at the end of the day, you look at your Shonda Rhimes and your Lena Waithe and look how far that they have come. Look at the audience that they reach. And I think it's very important about I think it's really important to create your own opportunities. And that's a lot of what you're seeing them do is creating their own opportunities, because they may not necessarily be getting handed these deals. So they got to go out there and they got to create them for themselves. And that's a really big thing in the independent world as well, which is a space that and I apologize if you hear my dog. Somebody's at the door, but she's going nuts. But that's ultimately how I got started into writing and producing films, because I'm in Indianapolis. There's not a huge industry. Indianapolis is not like Ivy. Indianapolis is not like in Atlanta or in LA. We did not have those resources back then. And so I had to create my own way. And in doing that, I helped to put other people on too. I helped other, and that's not to say, I'm not to sound cocky or anything like that, but I helped other people realize their creative potentials as well. We did it together. We did it together. And so it's really important for creators. Don't wait. Don't wait on your yes. Don't wait on those opportunities to come. Create them for
Yes.
yourself. And I'm speaking back to myself again, because I've gotten to the point where I've gotten away from producing and directing and writing, but that don't mean I still don't have tons of scripts on my computer, or you know what I'm saying, in my in my little binder that I have. I still have material that I can create. It's just I wanted to really focus on just the acting side of things, but now I'm starting to get that creative itch again. And so I'm kind of trying to speak life into myself as well, but that's just for any creative. Go out there and take what you want. Create what you want. You not getting enough acting roles? Create them for yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with putting yourself in your own projects. Because if you won't believe in yourself, who else? Who will?
I interviewed an actress just last week by the name of Kiara Rashawn.
Mm-hmm.
And you both were scheduled in the lineup, but you had to be on set. And
Yes.
she said the same thing that you said. is that if
This is
anybody
true.
doesn't give you an opportunity, you have to go and create them. And for all
Mhm.
of us as Black filmmakers, as creatives, in a time where we're seeing them push our existence out, and it was Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx said something on one of the red carpet interviews. He said, they want to try to erase our history in filmmaking and production and us telling our stories. We're going to go out and put some more out. And that's what I think we have to do as Black filmmakers. Like Rashida just said, you take back that power. As women,
Mhm.
we're taking back our power, but as the Black collective, Black filmmakers, Black producers, it's so many. I mean, Spike Lee is one of my favorites.
Mine
Spike
too.
Lee is one of my favorites. And I forgot to mention on the female side, Mara Brock Akil. I can't forget Girlfriends
Oh
because
yes,
Living
yes,
Single.
yes,
Shout outs to Yvette Lee Bowser. She's
yes.
another one for
There's
a
so
young
many,
Black woman to break through in television to give us a show where we
so
felt
many.
seen, where we were
Yep,
represented. And
they represented
not only
well.
just the women, but the men in our lives as well too. You had Kyle and you had Overton. So we can't forget the fellas. The women were the focal point because it was a show about four women, you know. And she said she based it off of her friendship, her
My friend
girlfriends
group.
that she went
Yeah.
to college with. So we have to give credit to these Black filmmakers, these Black producers who've shattered glass ceilings for us to get in television and in marketing and in producing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it is key and it is crucial. Even our girl, Ro Underwood, she's doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
And when she was here on the panel, because it was a panel, each woman, we each have an accomplishment of something that we have done to shatter glass ceilings. And Ro has
Yeah.
done that time and time again. So, Ro, if you're still here, sister, we are giving you your flowers, girl. You have done it. And
Yes.
I
Shout
guess
out
I
to
would
her.
be little sister to her and she would be big sister. And that's why I said she has a very protective spirit and
Yeah.
aura. And what's so unique is each woman has their own personality. So if Rashida, you have to get into the
Oh, let
sister chat. I have
me in. Let me in.
I definitely will. I will add you so you can meet the other ladies. But that's what's so unique and collectively our
I
creativity.
love
And
that.
when you have Black creativity, Black storytellers, because what I saw growing up, the producers that I saw growing up was, of course, Spike Lee. It was Robert Townsend. It was so many. Bill Duke is another one. And I feel like he doesn't get his flowers enough. So
Oh,
we have to make
yes.
sure we are giving these Black filmmakers and producers, and may I add also into that Mount Rushmore, the late John Singleton. Like, without John
Yeah.
Singleton, we would not have these films that have cultivated Black culture.
Absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Woo. And just an impact, Rashida, girl, I'm telling you, just an impact. Boys in the Hood and so many films that he has done. That
Because they
we know
told the
them by
real
heart.
raw stories. They told the
Yes,
real, they're not the typical studio, slave films and stuff like that. They're not telling those stories again. They're telling the now. This is what's happening in the world. It may be a small little piece of the world, but this is the real. And it made it very, very relatable. So they literally brought, like you said, the culture to the screen.
absolutely. And if not John Singleton and Ice Cube, I mean, comedy. Friday, we all know
Yep.
Friday,
Yep.
word for word, and we were some character in the film.
Yep.
So, I mean, we could relate to it. And they made us feel seen. They made us feel
Mhm. Oh,
seen
yes.
at a
Oh,
time where, like
yes.
you said,
Yes,
they
yes.
typecast us. Even I think it was Leslie Jones, she said it, and especially for Black actresses. And even Viola Davis, she also said it. They typecast you for one specific role. They either want you to play what? The crackhead or what? The prostitute. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, got anything other than that? And even the young lady that played in Friday After Next, she played Craig's love interest, Katie. Her name is Katie.
Katie. Katie Albert.
Katie Abare. And she said, uh, you think that I can just play, the sex symbol? No, I can play a little bit more outside of this. They even
Mm-hmm.
typecasted her for that role because she is a very beautiful woman. And they just wanted the pleasure principle because Lisa, and next Friday, shout outs to Lisa Rodriguez. Uh, and then Katie, and the second one, she just like, that's all you got? Give me something else. She gave a real raw
Mm-hmm.
interview. She said, I want to do more.
You want to do
Stop
more? Yeah.
stereotyping us as
Yeah.
either the crackhead or the
Yeah.
prostitute. And thank God for Viola Davis. Annalise Keaton, if you hadn't seen How to Get Away with
Yeah.
Murder, And Rashida, you
That
know
was
which
a
scene I want to
macho
bring up, girl. When she took her wig off, I
with
said,
the
now I know if
wig
I
and the
see
lashes and the yes. Yes, she stripped down.
and I think for us as black women, that was the moment right there. I'm like, okay, this is real. She's this. And to
Hmm.
see Grey's Anatomy with the actress, I cannot remember her name right off the bat, right off the tip of my tongue. But she plays the first black female doctor on there. To see, and I
Okay.
can't give another filmmaker and director and producer and actress her flowers. That's Debbie Allen. That's Felicia Rashad, who
Mm-hmm.
also have shattered glass ceilings for us as African American women
Mm-hmm.
to be represented in television and to
Mm-hmm.
move through these spaces where they're saying no, you can't because you're black, because you're a woman. They have broken glass doors for us, for
And I
sure.
think, and that's why I appreciate things like the NAACP awards, um,
Yes.
because some of those people would have never gotten their flowers if it wasn't for a platform that is for us by us, right? Because you get so many people that should have got an Oscar, should have been nominated, should have even been in talks in the same sentence as an Oscar that get overlooked. Now that's not to over to that's not to say that there aren't phenomenal white actors. There are, but we are very much present as well. And those types of award shows don't give us the accolades in which we deserve. We have to fight for them. Every single year, we are fighting the same fight. Like, stop overlooking us. And so that's why I appreciate conversations like this that keeps their names out there. That gives them those flowers. Even if they never hear, they may never see this interview. But at least we put that in the atmosphere. We have those things like the NAACP awards. We have those platforms that are
Yes.
for us and by us, that we make sure that we give all those that came before us the flowers in which they deserve.
And even one more, the Essence Women in Hollywood Awards. Essence is
Oh
also
yeah,
important to
yeah.
me because that's a publication that for us as black women we have been reading growing up. I mean, who hasn't, every time you go and check the
Mhm.
mail, your grandmother or your mom's mail, it would be an issue of Essence, and we would see the
Yes.
woman on the cover, and we would feel represented. And the actress that I was talking about was Chandra Wilson. That's who I was talking about
Mm.
from Grey's
Mm.
Anatomy. And I think with her being on that show, we feel seen. We feel seen. It was shows like Strong Medicine, and you had Tamara, I think it was either Tamara or Tia. And I'm just like, okay, we're seeing more and more black women portray different roles as doctors, as
Mm.
attorneys, and for me as a chocolate sister. Since we're talking about attorneys, you know where I'm going, Rashida. Living single, it was
This is
Erica Alexander for me.
yep.
And I'm just
Yep.
like,
Maxine
who is
Shaw.
she?
Yeah.
Who is she? She
Yeah.
came in, her delivery was sharp, her cadence. I mean, we've seen her as cousin Pam on the Cosby Show, but this is a little bit different. And I'm like, okay, fellas, you met your match because she's playing the game that y'all are playing. To see a
Hmm.
woman take control and empower and
Yeah.
own her sexuality, own who she is and her femininity, and not
Yeah.
let men take advantage of her. I'm like, okay, this character is definitely something that I can relate to, and a lot of other women, like even Stacey Abrams and others, have said they've been influenced by Maxine Shaw. Who hasn't? I said, okay, I'm seeing more and more black women being represented in television,
Yeah.
other than just the crackhead, the prostitute, and even the funny girl. And Leslie Jones is like, I'm tired of being casted as the loudmouth, funny
Yeah.
best friend. Give me something different. And we see comedians stepping into roles that are more dramatic, more serious. Like even
Hmm.
with the comedy side, the male side, Marlon Wayans
Marlon
taking
Wayans,
on,
yes. But you know
and
what?
I'm there.
Marlon Wayans has always been a strong, dramatic actor. It's just he's a Wayans, so everybody's always expecting him to be funny. But he's
Yeah.
always been a phenomenal dramatic actor. What was the movie? Was it Requiem for a Dream? that he was in
Yeah.
back in the day. Um, but oh my gosh, I love that he is getting more recognition now for that side of him. And he's showing that, hey, I'm not just in this box. I'm not, I love to see people break out of the box and the shell that Hollywood has put them in. And he is definitely probably having one of the strongest years of his career, probably. Or a couple years, I should say.
Yes.
He's got the cigars and all that stuff
Oh,
too.
yes. Hi, Daniel. I'm sorry. IG is tripping. Yes, it is. And the weather is bad if you're in the Carolinas, but we're going to keep it going. We're going to bring the sunshine in here. But Marlon, back to Marlon. Also respect. Now, he played Aretha Franklin's husband. And baby, we
Yes.
did not like that character. But I'm like, oh, this is completely different than what we would, as you
Mm-hmm.
said, see him in, which is either White Chicks or the Wayans brothers. And
Just
I mean, he
anything
grew
funny.
up. His brothers, the whole Wayans family comedy, you're going to laugh for
Mm-hmm.
sure. You're going to get a laugh. And they're already working on Scary Movie 6. So you'll see him tap back into his roots with comedy, but it is so great to see him step outside of his range. And that's what you have to do, even with Erica Alexander, as we mentioned, Maxine. She with her quick comebacks, I'm like, okay, damn, she's quick with her comebacks. If not her, then Tashina Arnold on Martin, another
Oh
chocolate
yeah.
sister who I seen by.
Yeah.
And Tashina, if you ever see this girl, you were the reason that I started wearing weaves at maybe about 17 years old. You were the reason. You were the
That is
reason. Because
hilarious.
Pam, no, Martin always had a comeback talking about her weaves and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let me go on
Let me
ahead and
try
try
that.
it.
Let me try what it is.
Yes, she was the reason. So shout outs to Tashina Arnold, Pam or Martin. She was the reason, and she even had a comeback with. I'm like, with comedy, you have to be quick and on your
You
feet.
got to be
With
quick with it.
drama, you really have to go there. And it's difficult because even when working with Martin, you never know what you were going to get with him. And Marlon is the same thing. You
Yeah,
never know what you're going to get with them. And they can take on dramatic roles, but they can also make it their own and add just that hint of comedy. But even behind the scenes, you will get the gist of it as well. So you have to have that range.
absolutely. And while we're talking about
Oh,
people with range, I know you probably got another quick question, but real quick, my girl,
yes.
and this is who I aspire to be, a Regina Hall. When you talk about range, you cannot leave out Regina Hall. She literally, I there's nothing that I haven't seen her not be able to do anything. Like she can literally go from here to here and cover every genre. She is a phenomenal, incredible actor, and she is somebody that I feel like does not get her flowers. She does not get the what I say the GD respect she deserves. We all recognize it. We recognize her talents, but it's high time that Hollywood truly recognizes her talents. Just like even with like Morris Chestnut. Like, do you know the first time he went to the Oscars was this last one? In
Wow.
all of his career, he just went to the Oscars for the first time. That sounds crazy to us because he is our Black Hollywood royalty. But there's Black Hollywood and then there's Hollywood that surrounds that. And it's like, how is it that these people with this caliber of talent not getting that recognition?
My God. I mean, and Morris should be up there with Denzel. He should be up there with who's another? Sidney Poitier. So he should be up there with those goats. He should be able to go to the Oscars. And since you bring up the Oscars, you know where I'm gonna go with it, Rashida.
Where we
Our
going?
girl, Angela Bassett, our girl.
Oh,
Now, We had to raise hell and hot water for her to get her Oscar because she
Mm-hmm.
wore Tina Turner out to
Mm-hmm.
train strenuously to play Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? And she
Mm-hmm.
literally said she mentally had to prepare herself for this role because you are wearing the cross of Tina Turner. That's the queen of
Mm-hmm.
rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And the scenes had to be so traumatizing for Tina to watch to have to relive it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we raised hell. We sure did. Y'all gave Jamie Lee Curtis no shade to her. We love her. We love Jamie Lee
Oh
Curtis.
yeah, I love
But
Jamie Lee
it was
Curtis.
Angela's time. It was
Yeah.
Angela's time. But y'all gave her an honorary Oscar because you got the word right. Honorary. She is honorary. And not to mention she just killed it in Vogue World. Y'all make sure y'all go and check that out, baby.
Oh, I saw
Angela came out
that.
there with that melanated goddess skin. Oh,
And
the purple
Tiana
just looked
Taylor.
so beautiful. Oh yeah.
And Tiana Taylor, like, okay, and you wasn't in, why were you not in the movie to begin with? Because it was so fitting. Okay. Oh, what's your next question? Because we get on Tiana Taylor, and I'm like, I love me some Tiana Taylor.
I love her too. And it's funny you mentioned Regina Hall. They just did a film together. They just did a film
Hmm.
together. So y'all need to go and check that out. Support these ladies. And Tiana Taylor, time and time again, has proved herself because she's very talented. And
Incredibly talented.
another thing people don't give her enough credit for, and just her creative mind, her creative genius, is that she worked with Beyonce to choreograph with Beyonce at a young age.
Hmm.
I mean, she's had it. It's always been in the bag. And even with the record label, we've heard about the situation with her and the record label. So shout
Hmm.
outs to her for taking a creative route and taking control of her career. And that's what you have to do as an artist, is take control of your career. So again, Tiana Taylor has time and time again proven herself.
Yeah.
So we've seen it with Straw. We've seen it with this film with her and Regina Hall. And it's more and more and more to come. And she's got an album out. So I mean, she's balancing it
Yeah.
all out. And that's as an artist you have to do is find that balance. So
Hmm.
since we're on the subject of Tiana Taylor, because we're gonna get into some hair, all right?
Okay. Okay.
Rashida, you have to give us your hair care secrets. What do you do? Because your cut is fire,
Well,
girl. So
thank
what do you do?
you. I Every time I go to the salon, I ask them to cut it some more. um, no, I my stylist takes care of me. I go to Studio Fringe in Atlanta. A girl named Brittany does my hair. I have two stylists too. I have a girl from my hometown named Tanika as well. At Tanika Gives Life. So they take care of me. We keep me short because I have seborrheic dermatitis, so I gotta wash my hair a lot because it's always itchy and all that stuff, whatever. But relaxed. I keep it relaxed. I try the natural thing, can't do it. But I think I found something with I went shorter with my. I did have the little boy cut. What is it? The page boy cut. And then I was
Yes.
like, one day I was like, no, let's just do it shorter. Let's just go shorter and cut it all off. And I think I found I don't want hair anymore. I used to do the weaves, big curly hair. I actually used to do braids and sew-ins back in Indianapolis before I moved to Atlanta. Nobody in Atlanta knew that because I wanted to retire. But I used to do hair, and then I used to always wear the weaves and switching my hair up all the time. And now I don't want hair touching me. I love the short look. It's a classic. Um, Men love it. Women love it. Everywhere I go, I'm always getting stopped by men and women that, compliment my hair. And it's just what I do. I don't have pretty much a routine. I wash it, I go to the salon, relax it, color it, because I'm actually a redhead. My hair is actually a very light, sandy brown. It's so bright that it's red. Um, and so I just keep it brown and keep it cut low. That's it.
And that's simple routine and goal.
Yeah.
I love the drama. I love the big, voluminous curls and hair. And I like to
Amen.
switch it up. And as women, we should have versatility for our hair. So that's key and crucial. I had to ask.
And
And
you know what?
I
I
mentioned
want
it. Yeah.
wigs. I want to be able to wear wigs. I'm like, I'm so anti-hair now though, but I'm like, I don't even know what to do with a wig. I remember I wore a wig. I did a show called oh gosh, what is the show? I did a show, a stage play. I don't know why I just drew a complete blank, but Jamal Woolard, Jeremy Meeks, Dorian Wilson, and Trey Ireland were all my co-stars in this play. I don't know why I cannot think the name of the play, but it was written and directed by one of my good friends. He goes by DP DeMarco. And I was like, okay, you know what? I think my character should have this little bob, the little middle part. So I ordered this wig, went and got the wig get installed. Child, that wig wore me out for that week. It wore me out. We were even doing an interview at one point, and I'm looking up. I'm like looking. I have my camera, and I'm like, not live, but taking video of the audience and stuff. And the camera got back to me, and I'm like, that wig was all the way back here. I looked at Jamal. I said, no, why you didn't tell me that my wig was all the way back here?
They can tell you. They just look.
I'm like, you ain't tell me my muffin cap was peeled back. And we laughed about that. But yes, I haven't done a wig since then. But I be wanting to. I do. I be wanting to switch it up. But it's so exhausting that I remember how much maintenance hair was. Listen, I can mold this and be done. And that's that. But it's simple. It's easy to maintain. All you gotta know how to do is bump and curl, and you
Yep,
good.
simple, quick, and go. Whereas for me, you have to use the wand, you have to use your holding
Yeah,
spray to make
see.
sure those curls stay in place.
Mm-mm.
And let's go down the list of Black women who rocked the pixie cut. I mean, of course, first that comes to mind for me is Toni Braxton. The
Tony
next would have to
Braxton.
be Tiana
I get that
Taylor.
all the time.
Um,
Who was the
Nia
second? Oh, Tiana
Long.
Taylor. You said the second was
Nia
Tiana Taylor?
Long is
Okay.
another.
Yep.
Who else? Oh my
So
God, Maxine from In Vogue. Yeah, I mean, it's so many.
I used to be heavier. Um and I used to always get that I reminded people of Latoya Luckett. Latoya Luckett wears her hair short, and when she was
Yes.
pregnant, she had the weight on her. And I do have a few pictures when I go back. I'm like, oh, okay, I see it. I gotta see it a little bit. Not that I look like her, but I could see why people would make that distinction. But yeah, I got that a lot. Latoya Luckett rocks a really, really, really pretty pixie cut as well.
And she colored it. And see, the thing is
Hmm.
with hair color for us, it's very, very scary. Whereas the other women, if you know, you know, they can go. And I remember because I took up cosmetology in high school as well too. And every time we would have open lab Friday, I'm like, the girls are always pulling their hair through caps and they're
Mm,
getting the foil and sitting under the dryer. I mean, Black women, we can't do all that.
no.
If we gonna get to that level of blonde, we basically will be damaging our hair. But if you're doing it how Latoya is doing it, again, it's that maintenance, it's that upkeep. You have
And
to
I'm
make sure that
guessing
you're
she's probably natural. I'm guessing she's probably not
yeah.
relaxed. My best friend has a short bleach blonde pixie, but she's natural with hers. It's really, the two chemicals. But yeah, I'm not brave enough to color it brown. Dark brown is probably as far as I go because otherwise, I mean, if I want to color, I would just wear my natural red hair.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not brave enough for color yet. I'm not there yet.
And even Tiana's had different hair colors throughout the years. You have to be versatile with it. And I
Yeah.
forgot Holly Berry. Holly Berry is another who's rocked
Now,
the
how
short
we
cut.
forget Halle Berry? How do we forget Halle Berry? And she definitely was one of the OG pixie cut wearers back in the 90s.
And she would just shampoo, and here's her secret. She would shampoo, she conditioned her hair, and she'd go. She didn't wear relaxer. Whereas Nia Long, for those of you who don't know, when she was on Fresh Prince, she wore a relaxer. So Tony Braxton as well too, even T-Boss from TLC. And I know because I went through, I have all the old hairstyle magazines, and I'm always flipping through.
Yes.
And they were all, it was either Monica, Brandy, Janet, Mary,
Monica,
all of
another
them
one.
on the cover. Yes.
Monica wore the pixie too. I listen. I'm all about the creamy crack. I'm sorry if people don't like. Listen, I need it. I tried the
Relax.
natural thing. It does not work for me. So I get my relaxer every 6 weeks or so and color it and go to the salon or wash it in between. I may go to the salon every other week depending on what I have going on. Sometimes every week. And if I don't go, if it's an off week, I just wash it myself, mold it down, curl it, and be done.
And that's the convenience. That's the convenience of it, is that we are able to take care of our hair. I'm relaxed also, and I wear a lot of wigs. And I have to make sure that my hair underneath is cared for as well too. So I
Hmm.
sleep on a satin pillowcase. For my ladies out there, you
Yeah.
either do the bonnet or you do the pillowcase. My
Yeah.
mom is natural because she's got her hair braided right now. So she's taken the Brandy approach. It was Monica. When Monica started off, she said I did the short, and then she said when she was doing her interview, when her and Brandy were doing the interview for Vogue, she said I got the side part. I got a nasty. What did she call it? A side part something. I can't remember what she called it, but she gave us long hair in the Boys Mind era. So I
Hmm.
mean, you got to have that versatility even
Yeah.
as you're going into like your sophomore album, the second
Hmm.
album. You always have to change up the look. Another, for me, my hair inspiration was Mary J. Blige. That's why I wear a lot of different shades of blonde, the
Okay.
variation that she's had throughout the years. And if not the blonde, then the auburns, because in the My Life era, she had
Hmm.
auburn colored hair as well too. That cherry, almost close to the cherry red color. And I said, okay, I love this. And I love how she changes it up. And then she shocked me when she showed up to the Met Gala with black hair. I'm like, this not Mary.
Like,
Mary
wait, who is this? How about who
is
this
with the
woman?
blonde.
How about who this woman? Yeah, I actually, so I had went short a few years ago, maybe, sheesh. When did I do shots? Whenever I did shots fired, that was the first time though that so when I go to set, I always will come with my hair like washed and molded down. The set of shots fired was the first time that somebody actually cut my hair. They cut my hair like that. My hair was it was fairly short to begin with, but when I got in the chair, he asked me, "Do you mind if I cut your hair?" And at the time, I really didn't think I could say no. I'm trying to. This was very early on in my after my transition, and it was one of the first network TV shows that I did and had speaking line. So I was like, okay. And then he cut my hair that way in that pixie, and I was like, I didn't know what to think, but I didn't stick with it. I grew it out eventually, and then probably about 4 or 5 years ago is when I finally was just like, I'm just gonna cut it all off.
That big chop, it for my
Yeah.
naturalistas out there, for any woman, well, we're relaxed, but for any woman, if you're natural and you're doing that big chop, because I remember my sister, may she rest in grace, she did the big chop and she was crying. She said I didn't like it, but her hair grew back. I'm like, it grows back. It's just hair. It'll grow back.
Yeah.
It'll grow back for how long you want it to grow back. It's not going to be as fast as their hair will grow back, but
Yeah.
we have ways and means of, if, because men want to know our secrets. They're just like, okay, didn't you just have long hair the other day? They will ask.
Maybe.
Wasn't you a red hair the other day?
Yep.
Didn't you have
Sure
long
was.
hair the other day? And Rashida, girl, I'm telling you, one of the guys that I interviewed, he was just like, shout outs to Ryan Keith. He asked me, he said, Miss Stevie, you always change up your look every interview. You don't stay the same. You have different hair. I don't like to stay the same. And I think as women, that's the versatility in us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had a lot of hair inspiration. I named some that I know Rashida can relate to. For me, for the women that have the longer hair, it was Beyonce, it was Janet, it was Mary, it was so many. But
Hmm.
I like medium length hair too. I don't like to be in just one lane with just long
Yeah.
hair. But I love to change it up, and that's what we do. You know, it's versatility, especially if you're an actress in this business. The upkeep, because sometimes being on set, the hairstylist would not know how to work on. Shout outs to Victoria Rao when she was doing The Young and the Restless. She was Drusilla Winters. And we know
Hmm.
the story of what she had to go through for them to get someone to be able to work on the ethnic actor's hair on set. And she said, would you like for somebody to come in and do a demonstration? And when they saw her hair, they were impressed by it. But they would not
Mm.
allow anybody to come on set to work on their hair. And that's when black actresses like Gabrielle Union and Regina King started speaking out and saying, um, do you have somebody who knows how to work on our hair? Because our hair is not like their hair.
Yeah.
African American hair is different. You're going to have a girl that's going to have 4C. You're going to have a girl that's going to have 4A
Hmm.
textured hair. You're going to have a girl who's going to have chemically treated hair. So Regina King started speaking up and demanding, and I think a lot more black actresses started demanding, like, you bring somebody on to do our hair. And it
It's
was Kim
necessary.
Field, Living Single. She said the reason why I wore a lot of wigs on Living Single was because I was not about to come up in here and damage my hair. Because back in the day, if you were on a recurring television show role, you would have to use that iron. And I
Hmm.
think a lot of women ditched to relax there. Back in the day, Queen Latifah, who's another one of my hair inspiration. I mean, she always wore her hair long on Living
She's
Single.
always had
She
beautiful,
wore
healthy hair.
yes, and then she showed us a video where the stylist was just combing through, and she's just like, look who's combing through my hair. I was so envious. I'm like, Queen, what is your secret? What does she use?
Yeah.
Because your hair looks amazing. If not her, then Kamala. I'm like, you and Kamala running toe to toe with these silk presses. What are y'all using on y'all's hair? Because
Yeah.
y'all's hair looks awesome. It has that
Yeah.
movement. And our stylists, they won't give us the secret. And even Holly Berry, she did an interview with Oprah. And Oprah asked her, because she colored hair about the color I'm wearing today. It was like a
Hmm.
strawberry blonde. She did the introducing the Dorothy Dandridge era. And Oprah
Mm.
asked her, she said, what is it that your stylist use? She said her stylist wouldn't even tell us. They won't tell us. They won't even show you the mirror until they are done with what they're doing with your
Mm.
hair. I'm like, okay, what you doing with me? They be like, okay, trust me. And Johnny Wright, who does Tamron, he's the same way. He's like, you got to trust me.
Yeah.
So stylists do what you don't want them to do, but at the end you look in the mirror and you love it and you see the change, and it's just like it's a great feeling. You come out of the hair salon getting your hair done, sitting
Yeah.
down with your
I do that all
stylist.
the time. I do that
Oh,
all the time with my stylist. She'll say, okay, what are we doing today? And I'll be like, I don't care because I trust her. Now, I may not necessarily do that with other people, but my stylist, I absolutely trust them. If I have to go to somebody that I'm not familiar with, I'm very specific. Like, don't cut my hair, don't, because listen, I've been burned before letting other people trim my hair up and they didn't cut my sideburns off and have me looking crazy.
and we've all had those hair horror stories, ladies, where we go to the salon and it's like we show them a picture and we're just like, it could be a picture for
Mm.
me of Janet Jackson. Janet had the wet and wavy thing going on in the pre-era after she did the movie with Tupac. It was the wet and wavy.
Yeah.
And we show them a picture of that. And it's just like, we want to look like that. We want that color. We want that because she had that fiery
Mm-hmm.
red color. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
make me look like that. Now I can give you that extent. I can't make you look just like Janet, but we all
Yeah.
show pictures. We go through and we're flipping through the hairstyle magazines, and our stylist does their best to achieve it in its perfection.
Yeah.
So, chef's kiss. Now, for me, another hair inspiration would be Patti LaBelle because I'm like, she's
Okay.
81 and her hair.
She
Shout outs
looks
to her
amazing.
stylist, Crazy Hands, out here
Amazing.
on Instagram is doing the damn thing.
Amazing.
Patti LaBelle is 81 years old and she got a nasty side part. And then she gave us a bob cut in the interview. And I'm like, Mama Patty, why you do this to us? Why you do this to
I love
us?
Patty. I love Miss Patty.
Oh, and
With
she's very avant-garde. She wear the fan
the
hairstyle,
fan hair, yep.
all sorts. I'm like, okay, I'm just enamored by this woman because she walks out on stage. You don't know what you're gonna get with her. She gonna give you a bob cut, or she gonna give you something long, something that's gonna stand up. I mean, she does it all. So
She
shout outs to
does.
Patty LaBelle
She
for being
does.
the hair inspiration. So enough on hair. Before we wrap, you've got two projects. Oprah's hair is dope too. Yes, yes, Oprah. I
She
love
does
the
got
curls. I'm a curly
she's
girl.
got a
I,
great
and
head of healthy hair as well.
oh, and I love hair that has volume. Big
Mm-hmm.
hair. Patti LaBelle has that. Oprah has that. Another for me would be Shaka Khan. I just love curls. I love curls, and you can go in with your. I have electric rollers. I have the big curling irons. Y'all remember the big barrel curling iron, ladies? If you go to the shop, your stylist has those curlers right there stacked in the curling rack with the
Yep.
gold and the black. Even the ones that I'm like, okay, these are not the ones really grandma would used to use it. Well, some of them are because they'd be right there on the stove, the
Yeah.
way they'd be like, grab your ear. We remember those days, don't we? You got to get
For
that Easter
sure.
press, and we would have to hold the ear down, don't move, and then they get that, what is it, that blue magic. Y'all know
Oh
about that
Lord,
blue
not the
magic.
blue magic. Not the blue magic. Not the blue magic. Oh Lord, the blue magic and the lustrous pink moisturizer. Do you remember
Oh
that?
yes,
My mother used to keep my hair so greasy. Do you remember back in elementary school, you go to the nurse's office, they got that little that paper that's over the seat that they have you sitting in.
yeah.
Every time I would have to get over there in the nurse's office and lay down, I would get up and it would be grease stains all over that piece of paper. I would be so embarrassed. Ooh, the blue
Oh my
magic.
goodness. Those are the days. Those were the days. That's what our mamas had to do. And even my sister, I felt so bad for her because she had to get it. My sister was tender-headed, and she always had to grab the ear. My mom would be like, grab the ear. My grandmother be right there, the hot comb on the stove. We remember those days, but thank the Lord for relaxers. So you don't have to worry about that no more. That's when PCJ and what is it? I use Just For Me. So I use
Just for
either
me,
Just For
yep.
Me. I had to stop using Dark and Lovely. Dark and Lovely for
Oh,
me, it was so
style, body
strong.
and
Now I
shine.
use their colors.
Yeah.
Yes, Dark and Lovely. I used to use it. I started using it in what high school, and then as the years progressed, I said, okay, this is breaking my hair. My stylist, he noticed that, and I had to go to something gentler. So it was either Soft and Beautiful, Motions, or Just For Me. And Just For Me is what I use, and it's convenient. It's quick because I'm always on the go, and my mom braids
Mm.
me down in my protective style, and I have to keep my hair moisturized underneath. And the wigs, it looks as if it's my real hair, and that's what people don't know. So now you know the secret. The secrets are yes, I wear wigs because I don't reveal. A lot of the men were asking, "What is your secrets?" I can't. I was like, okay, you want to know? Hey, ladies, when you get married, they gonna want to know. Well, we married now. We locked up together for life.
Yes.
So you can't
Yes.
run if you see me without the wig. You stuck with me. But aside from hair, my girl Rashida here has two
Habits.
projects. You have some projects to both completed second chances in the mornings of. So
Oh
tell us a little
gosh.
bit about your projects, girl.
Oh Lord. Okay, so they're oh goodness, those are super old. So those are just some independent short films that I wrote and directed. Second Chances actually I would love to be able to reshoot that. It never actually got to see the light of day. It was completed, but the hard drives got destroyed twice. Twice.
Ooh,
Um so yeah, that one hurts my heart a little bit. The Morning of was a short film that I went to Houston to actually shoot and produce in collaboration with film reps and a guy by the name of J.O. Malone, who was one of the co-founders of the National Black Film Festival down in Houston. I connected with him because my other film, Things My Daddy Should Have Told Me, which was my feature length film, um, was actually a part of the film festival. And so um the morning of is, I don't want to give it away. It's super short. It's a micro short. It's 4 minutes. And it's on YouTube, I believe. But it just follows a woman on the morning of a one of the most important and toughest days of her life. So I'll just put it that was literally just something that I just wanted to do, almost kind of for fun. Things my daddy should have told me. That is a film that I did in 2015. And that was honestly just a film for friends to work together. Remember how I talked about creating your own opportunities? Um, if you look at the people in that film now, we have all come so far. But it was really just a project for us to do, for us to be able to work together and have fun. And I had no idea it was going to reach the level of success that it did. We had sold out, we had two sold out screenings, one here, one in Indianapolis, my hometown. We also screened it in LA, we screened it in Houston. It has been on Amazon since. And then not too long ago, I sold it to Maverick Entertainment, and they, breathed life back into it, and so they're distributing it through their company. So it's also on Tubi as well. But those are a few of my independent projects. SOS is another one. Save Our Sisters. That's a two-part film that's just kind of rolled into one. So it was basically years ago, few years ago, it there was news about all these missing black and brown girls in the DC area. And so I
Okay.
took that and created a film about it. So the first part of the film, you see a split screen side by side. You see a woman who has been sold into sex trafficking, or who, yeah, basically, yeah, sold into sex trafficking. The other side, you see her sister who is desperately looking for her and how it's affected her life. But literally just about every one of their movements mirror each other. And then the second part of it follows a news anchor or reporter who is doing a story on those missing girls. And she gets in a little too deep into it. So those are also on YouTube.
And that's important because there's a lot of black girls and black women that are missing and their stories don't get told.
Yeah.
And we've seen, what is it, the Carlina White story, all of these stories that are out here on Lifetime and so many networks. And it's just like, who's looking? We know that if we were
Mm-hmm.
another ethnicity, they'd
Mm-hmm.
find us in a heartbeat.
Yep. Yep.
Everybody. But for black
Yep.
women, our stories, if we're missing black women and girls that are sold into sex trafficking, they never get told. They never see the light of day. And
Yeah.
that's why we Lifetime and Rashesda and so many other filmmakers and producers and companies that are shining light on these stories where women have been missing.
Yeah.
And there is just nobody going out here to search for them. And it's not just women and girls, but it's young black men
Mm,
and boys as well too. They go missing and their stories never get told. So that's key and critical that we continue to do that. Again, the art of storytelling. Life imitates art. And I think that we
absolutely.
have to continue to keep shining a
Absolutely.
light on it, highlighting.
Absolutely.
So absolutely. And before we let Rashesda go, we covered basically everything from hair. We touched on our favorite actresses, all of that, and so much more. But soft girl era. What advice would you give to black women on protecting their peace? In the midst of all of the chaos, we have to find some sort of escape. And I know for me, mine's is fashion. I love to write. And each and every one of us, we have a story to share with the world. And we also have to be mindful and protect our peace. And I'm pretty sure we've seen ladies, we follow Tracy Ellis Ross, or if not
Mm-hmm.
Tracy, then Taraji, them taking themselves on trips. We see what's her name from the City Girls, JT.
You see?
And I'm just like, I envy them because these women pour
Yeah.
into themselves. What
Yeah.
does soft girl era look like for you, Rashida? And what advice would you give to Black women on being gentle to themselves and protecting their peace? Because in a time where we're all under attack as Black women, and we're seeing rights that harm us and things, it's critical that we have to make sure that we don't take into the rage bait, which means sometimes unplugging. And even one of my guests, she said this when I asked her the same question. Uh, she says, I set boundaries. And I think as
That
Black
that
women,
was
we have
that
to
that
set
is
boundaries.
literally that was my advice. Boundaries. There's nothing else to say about that. Boundaries. Your boundaries are your boundaries. Set them and stand on them. Period. Do not sway from them. Because the second day you let up, then the floodgates open. So create those boundaries, and like you said, find an escape, whatever that may look like to you. For me, it's traveling. I just got back from Houston this morning. I went to Houston just for the weekend. Um, Traveling is my therapy. But for someone else, it may be, going to the spa, or it might be Pilates or whatever. Exercise, whatever your escape is, have me time. You need to have me time. I have a dog. I don't have kids. I don't have a husband. Sometimes I gotta get away from my dog. That don't mean take her on my little walk. I might need to go walk by myself. Sometimes I just need a break from everything. Work, acting, being a dog mom, whatever it is. I just need a release. And that can literally just be a 15-minute walk in the park, or
Mhm.
down the street and back, or going to sit in the car and listen to music, or reading a book, whatever your escape may be. Have some place where you can just step away, decompress, release, regroup, whatever it is that you feel like you need to do in that moment. That's it. Boundaries and then escape. That's what soft gear era looked like to me. It may look like something completely different to somebody else. To somebody else, it might be, having a man come and pay all your bills and you won't have to do all that. No, I don't have that luxury right now. So I'm going to have to do those things. But for me, my soft girl era is doing the things that I want to do, whatever that is. For me, life is about experiences. So if there's something that I see that I want, whether it's an experience, whether it is a material item, whatever, I'm going to get
Mhm.
it because that's what's going to satisfy me.
Treat yourself, reward
Treat
yourself. And when I
yourself and
look
don't feel bad
at,
about it.
yes, when I look at JT and I look at what's the other female rapper? Sweetie. I look at them and they have this whole aesthetic where it's just like bling bling flashy. And I love it. I love the drama. These women are pouring into themselves. You can't take that
Hmm.
away from them. They are pouring into themselves. Take yourself on a shopping spree. You can bring two of
Yeah.
your girlfriends, your close girlfriends. I know me and my cousin, who I just recently had on the show, me and her used to go on shopping trips and we would talk about it here on the show. We was talking about it. So
And
yeah.
taking yourself on a shopping spree doesn't necessarily mean going to Gucci and Louis and making it, breaking yourself. You can go to Ross. Listen, sometimes my escape
Hello.
is going to the at-home store and letting the store tell me what to buy. That's what I always
Oh,
say.
I
I
love
go
that.
to at home and I let the store tell me what to buy. Just browsing and thinking of things, DIY projects around the house. That's another release for me. So it doesn't necessarily have to look flashy and what other people are doing on Instagram or whatever. It can literally be grocery shopping might be therapeutic for you. I don't know why that would be
Oh
therapeutic for
yeah.
anybody, but it might be. It stresses me out. But it might be. It's just whatever that piece looks like for you, don't put it off. And don't be afraid to be selfish. Don't be afraid to be selfish.
We've been through enough, ladies, and I think as
Hmm.
Black women, we have to make sure that we are protecting our peace, our sanity.
Yeah.
That means if you have to unplug anything that is rage baits, it
Yeah.
was literally a woman on TikTok. She made a whole video about it. She said, anything that is rage bait to get you angry of people, the disrespect, the blatant disrespect that we as African American women get on a day-to-day basis, and the strikes have never stopped coming. Turn off, unplug
Oh, yeah.
day, go
I
to
do
a
that
spa,
quite a bit.
go to get a massage, get a deep tissue massage, go travel. When I seen Tracy Ellis Ross and who was it, Taraji P. Henson, and I'm seeing them in these beautiful locales, I'm like, okay, wow, this is what the soft girl life looks like. And she
Hmm.
just said she just flew as well too. So travel. Make
Yeah.
sure that you are
I just came back
traveling.
from Bali in September.
Yeah,
So yeah.
take a trip. Go
Hmm.
outside of your element. Go outside and above your means. Treat yourself. You owe yourself just that much, and be gentle to yourself. And also listen to your heart. That's also a part of soft girl era. So we can
Hmm.
be as flashy as Cardi and Sweetie. I love them. I follow them, and I think they are fashion girls. I'm a fashion girl myself. I love the drama, the glitz, the glamour, all of that. But in my downtime, I love spending time and having conversations with my mom. That's also soft girl era. And come to
Yeah.
find out, my mom's at the library right now as we speak, girl. And I said, Mama, why don't you go to the library and you can do some of your paperwork and you can find an escape? Because before I got on the call here with Rashida, before I came on with the show, I was organizing and setting up her appointments. And it was like ripping and
Yeah.
running with my hair. Okay, now we need time to breathe. And we kind of have to separate and come back.
Hmm.
So when she gets here, she going to be good. She'll be able to eat and she'll get things done. She said, I want to focus on the things that I want to get done. And that's what my mother said. The same thing Rashida is saying, which is focus on the things you want to get done. And to any
Hmm.
woman, I would say, be gentle, be selfish to yourself. If you're the type, because the giving never stops giving.
Yeah.
We give so much. Make sure that you are pouring because you can't pour from an empty cup. And I'll
Oh,
leave it there.
absolutely.
Yes, yes. So, before we wrap, Fashion Dolls, this amazing girl talk, Rashida, are there any gems that you would like to give to Black women and girls in general that are watching us both here in this conversation?
I think we just went through it. Just we just went through it. Know that you are worthy. Know
Yes,
that you are deserving. And you have to, in this world today, you have to create those boundaries. Sometimes you just have to shut the world out, and you have to protect your peace, and you have to take care of your mental. We as Black
yes.
women carry so much on our shoulders, on our backs, and it's heavy. Put it down. It's okay to put it down sometimes. So that's it. Just make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. Continue to shine your light, that sprinkle that Black girl magic everywhere. And don't let nobody tell you no. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. Okay? Get out there and experience life. Experience, find new ways to grow just in yourself. Try new things. Find new things that you like to do, and watch how that just opens your eyes to so much. But we have to stop being so afraid of what that looks like on the other side, or what people are going to think, or what people are going to say. It is okay to be selfish sometimes. It really is. It is okay to just say, well, you know what, hubby, you take the kids. I'm going to go do this. So that's all I would say. Those boundaries, get out there and keep living, y'all. Keep being the amazing Black woman that you are. Keep being an example. Keep leading by example. And that's it.
And I would conclude also with what Rashida said. I'm not even going to give the final thought. I would just say, dear Black girl, your light is bright and shine, and never let anybody dim your light in a time where it seems like everything is against you and the weight of the world is on your back. Dear
Mm-hmm.
Black girl, continue to shine, continue to be that light to other Black women as well too. In the midst of chaos, when there's a war against Black women and Black people in
Mm-hmm.
this country.
Mm.
Continue to shine and be that example. And I think Shirley Ralph said it best at I think it was the Emmys. She's at one of the awards shows. She said, "Come here. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. You let people. You show people.
You show
You
people.
show people who
You
you
show
are. Don't
people.
let anybody tell you who you are or
Yeah.
how you need to be.
Yeah.
You are who you are, and that is divinely you." So that's what I would say to any young Black
Yeah.
woman that is watching both of us as Black women up here on today's show, Fashion Dolls. And I hope you all enjoyed this conversation and this was therapeutic, because I know with all of the craziness surrounding us, we need some positivity, we need some
Yes.
joy. And I want to be
Yes.
that escape for y'all. So, all right. Rashida,
Thank you
let
so
everyone
much
know
for
where they
having
can
me.
follow you. You are so
Yes.
welcome, my sister. And I would love to have you back on for my 20th season, girl. I'm going to add you to the sister chat with me and Ro. And Ro
Okay.
and the rest of the ladies. So we're going to have so much fun. But let everyone
Where
know
they
where
find
they
me?
can follow you and check you out.
Yes, right here on Instagram at officially Sheeta. I'm also on Facebook, Rashida Randle, 1E, not two. You can also watch me in Mistress for Hire, which is now on Tubi. You can also see me in Darwin, which is on the All Black Network and now AMC Plus. You can also see me on season 2 of Found on NBC and Peacock. And you can buy my book, Letters to My Loved One, A Grief Journal, on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, and Books A Million.
There
That's
you go. Y'all have it. And support
it.
Black women, support Black authors, Black filmmakers, directors, and producers. And my
Yes.
colleague, Now's the Time, will be joining me tomorrow. It is my birthday week. My birthday is Friday.
Happy
This is show
birthday.
800. Thank you. Thank you. I'm super excited, girl. Chapter 32. Again, you're stepping into your womanhood, you're
Ooh,
stepping into your growth. And I
ooh.
see a whole new vision. So much is coming. So much is coming. This is show 897, y'all. We are well off on the
That's
road to
amazing.
900 interviews.
That's
Thank
amazing.
y'all so much for your love and support. And Rashida, thank you, my sister. We're going to
Thank
keep in
you.
touch because I'm going to bring you back
For
on the
sure.
show.
For sure. For sure. Thank you so much.
You
Bye.
too. Take care, everyone.